Oh my god, is Malachi Black retired Cody Rhodes? Yeah, for the next 6 to 8 weeks. Just enough time for him to go film the Go Big Show, make his time and return to get his win back. You know it's coming. I know it's coming. People down the block know it's coming. The people in the next city, the next county, the next state, people from Canada all the way to Cambodia. I don't even know where Cambodia is on a goddamn map, but I'm sure they know. I'm sure people in the motherfucking space station know, and I don't even think they get television broadcasts up there. If they do, first of all, hi, thank you for tuning in, and also let me know what television broadcast you guys get. And thank you for doing your great service in space. This is just something that we have to accept, even if deep down we fucking don't fucking want to. Anyway, I'm John Rantham with my review of AEW Dynamite, AEW Homecoming. Now, why is the show a homecoming, you ask? Well, after a whole 5 weeks away, they're back in Jacksonville, Florida at Daly's Place for the last time for this year. At least I hope so. Hopefully they can continue to tour and they don't have to go back to Daly's Place, because even though Daly's Place has a great atmosphere, you can oversaturate the goddamn market and you get sick of seeing one particular venue. And this show was a bit of a mixed bag. A lot of it was just kind of there. There were a couple things I didn't like. There were a couple things I did like. But overall, let me know your thoughts in the comments. So, yeah. Chris Jericho comes out for the third labor of Jericho. No, not Jericho laboring to get to the goddamn ring, even though he is drunk as fuck on the inside and insurrection personified. And I'm not going to forget that. And I hope that him and his wife, first name slash lots of numbers, had the most miserable goddamn anniversary, but I'm sure they didn't, because Jericho's got plenty of money, so much that he donated it to the now former president, thank fucking Christ. But maybe they traded stories about January 6th. Oh, it's not like either of them were there. Oh, wait, the wife and mother-in-law were, and I'm not going to forget that, and I don't fucking care if people get offended. You can tootle off to another goddamn channel if you want, because I'm going to be open and honest, hence the channel Real Honesty with John Ritland. But anyway, if Jericho's going to continue to be a goddamn idiot, then guess what? I'm going to continue to point out how he's a goddamn idiot and he can't fucking go in the ring anymore. Speaking of not being able to go in the fucking ring, they show clips of the Jericho Gage bullshit. You can check out the last 12 or so minutes of my Dynamite review last week if you want to hear what I have to say. And I stand by everything I say, even though you guys can like it all you damn well want. You guys can still like Jericho. You can do what the fuck you want. I'm giving my opinions, and I really don't fucking care if I offend anybody. Jericho versus Hoovy. Jericho must win with a move off the top rope. Super Brawl 98 and Road Wild 98, this was not. Not that I expected it to be, because Father Time is undefeated. Hoovy did look pretty impressive here, given that I haven't really seen much of him since he kind of went nuts and left WWE. And I know he's been working sporadically, mostly in Mexico, and I imagine a few shots in the States. But for 46 and for being a high flyer, he moved pretty goddamn well. Jericho, fucking goddamn Christ! What the fuck? He needs to retire. He cannot wrestle past whatever the remainder of his contract is. He can't fucking go anymore. If he doesn't get on some kind of cardio plan or something, he's fucking blown up in his goddamn intro. And I understand, once again, you can only do so much, and everybody gets to where, when you're done, and he is fucking done. Shivani and MJF argue because MJF's out there doing some good commentary. Jericho nearly, dropped Hoovy on his goddamn head on a spot outside. And he did hit the Hoovy driver at one point. That was kind of nice. They did do the whole thing where Jericho was like, I hit a move. Oh, right, it's not off the top rope. And, Aubrey did a really good job, easy for me to say, saying, nope, you need to win off the top rope. And eventually he wins with the juice effect off the top rope. And then suddenly, Wardlow attacks. First he attacks Jericho, then he F10s Hoovy. And MJF says, oh yeah, by the way, he insults the crowd and then says, you're going to face Wardlow. I'm going to be in his corner. I thought he said he was going to be the referee, and I thought we were going to over the edge 98 this shit. A lot of 1998 talk here. It's almost like Tony Khan is a fan of 90s wrestling, which I don't blame him, but maybe you don't use 90s wrestlers that are fucking washed. So I imagine this is the only appearance for Hoovy. And it was kind of interesting he had the mask back on, though. Considering he was one of the few that had some, at least reasonable success once he has mask taken off at Super Bowl 98. So, yeah, that's going to happen. I mean, if MJF isn't the referee, then this is kind of a lame fourth labor, but at least they're not overly gimmicking it. At least yet. So, Dasha interviews Lucha Bros and Alex. I want to say right now, petition for Dasha to do all the interviews, because not only does she look great, she has great personality, and also, oh yeah, she looks great. No Pac, and they won't work for Andrade and Chavo. More on them later. So Shivani interviews the Dark Order. Terrible audio backstage. I don't know what the fuck was going on with the audio was like really weird. I don't know if it was bad weather. I don't know what the fuck the deal was, but it was a pre-tape. Paige comes in and he says he's sorry and he's drunk because back to doing drunk thing because he was unable to win the elimination tag last week, which was a mess, but I will say it was one of their better matches, even with the botches, even with the mistakes. And says they need to go their separate ways. He's been listening to a little too much Journey. And Uno says this is what he wants. Let's give him his space. More on that a little bit later. And then Daniel Garcia in 2.0, the former Ever-Rise, I believe Matt Lee and Chase Parker, I think I got the names right, they say they're criminally underutilized. Okay, good on the former Ever-Rise, now 2.0, getting work. Good on them. Darby and Sting get a pop. Darby has an animated intro. And Wild Thing, you make her tart sing. It's a great song, by the way. Great. And making her tart sing. I mean, I'm not going to kink shame you if you want to do that. But this is great. Here's the problem, though. This match could have been on Elevation. It's Mox, Kingston, and Darby versus Danny Garcia in 2.0, the former Ever-Rise. I don't think it should have gone through a break. I mean, I get why. I get why it's timed that way, but just, I don't know. There was one kind of cool moment where one of the 2.0 members is like, oh my God, Sting, and then Darby just does one of the dives that he does where he's crashing like a cruise missile there because he doesn't want to walk by the age of 30 at the rate he's going. And then Paradigm Shift, Coffin Drop on Garcia, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's it. Let's move on. And then Sting was the highest paid guy there, by the way, easily. I'm not saying that Mox isn't getting a really good deal and Kingston isn't, but Sting ain't coming cheap. And Sting was like, yeah, let's do the Wolfpack thing. And Mox was actually kind of smiling. Video package on Team Taz. Cage should not talk ever. Brian Cage really tried to sound fired up. He's coming for revenge. That's basically it. The Elite do shit comedy. They're still doing the basketball stuff because of Space Jam, a new legacy tie-in, which was a shit movie. Absolutely dog shit movie. And apparently the Good Brothers, home of the Good Brothers, may we take your order, are the Impact Tag Team Champions. If I paid one fucking lick of attention to Impact, I would probably know that. You know, the Tag Team Championships that were the NWA TNA Tag Team Championships, and then the TNA Tag Team Championships, held by great teams like America's Most Wanted, Triple X, Beer, Money, Motor City Machine Guns, and a whole host of others. A lot of great tag teams that held that. You know, Team 3D. And a whole bunch of teams held that. Now they're held by the Good Brothers. Home of the Good Brothers, may we take your order. They're going to face the Dark Order and defend those titles next week. That'll put butts in seats. And then we go to Omega with a Cookie Monster shirt. Okay, we get it. CM Punk is coming. If he isn't coming, then AJ Lee's going to be disappointed. And also, those fans will wreck that venue. They will wreck it. He's obviously coming. And he's probably going to feud with Omega. I think he should still feud with Darby, have a match with Darby, and that would be nice to have, a stepping stone to Omega. None of the Elite are good on the mic at all. The Bucks are so goddamn forced. Christian Cage versus the Blade with the Bunny. It was a good thing the Bunny was there. She does some distraction, and then Layla comes out because they're having an NWA Women's World Title Eliminator match a little bit later. They fight off. Cage dives outside, and then he gets a DDT fought off, gets hit with a snap slam for 2, and then, oh no, he's got the nuts. He's got the nuts, but he gets hit with a spear. And then the brown eyes turn blue. And everything he does for you. Okay, that's enough. La 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 la. So anyway, Santana and Ortiz talk about the match with FTR, how Cash is hurt. I hope he's going to be alright. I saw more of that. That looked brutal. This is far from over. It will never be over, Ole Anderson. Shivani interviews Britt and Rebel. Shivani got his steps in on this show because he was all over the goddamn place. DMD chants, and she got out 2 sentences before Red Velvet interrupted. And Britt's like, I beat your ass before in like 3 minutes. Well, that was before. This is now. I'm 22-4, 7-match win streak. She's like, well, I'm the champion, so let's have a match at Rampage. Next week, debut of Rampage in Pittsburgh. Britsburg, if you will. That isn't the title. I'll be sorely disappointed. So, we then do lame crutch action, and then she hits a stomp on her and then hits her with the crutch. Yet Britt's kind of the de facto face here. Nothing against Red Velvet. It's just people are not going to stop cheering for Britt. So Dasha interviews Andrade, and Chavo says, hey, Fuego del Sol, how about be part of this group and shine his shoes? And then they beat him up. And then this is what's going to happen to Lucha Bros. Has Fuego del Sol and the Lucha Bros teamed up? Have they teamed up before? Why? What does this have to do with the Lucha Bros? Nothing against Fuego del Sol, but what was this? So anyway, Shivani interviews Paige. The Elite interrupt him, and good lord, Omega... Some people don't like the comments that I make where I say Omega can't wrestle. You can say he can wrestle, but he can do flip-de-doo-dah shits and do this and jazz hands and do all that. He can do some impressive athletic shit. He just doesn't know what the fuck he's doing unless he's being led by somebody better, i.e. a lot of people like Okada. But they're still trying to keep this thing warm to bubble it up. Maybe they end up doing it all out. Who the fuck knows? Maybe this is just a tease and the Dark Order put their careers on the goddamn line. But it seems like they're going to go with Daniel Bryan showing up soon after All Out and Punk showing up at All Out. But the Elite do not have any losers or second fiddles in our group. Brandon Cutler and Nakazawa are literally there. And also, the Good Brothers, home of the Good Brothers, maybe take your order, have lost a whole bunch of goddamn matches because, well, they do shit comedy and they have a shit win-loss record. So anyway, God, they didn't lay waste to him. They beat him up and everything because Paige is like, I'm going to beat you up. And then the Dark Order come out, but no, Grayson, stop. No, this is what he wants and everything. Maybe, I mean, I get it, but now you just kind of dicks. I mean, but Omega then says, now I'm pissed. Oh, yeah, sure, you sound all goddamn pissed with your stupid goddamn shorts, and the fact that, you got stupid goddamn hair. Who am I to comment on somebody's hair and everything? But this is so fucking stupid. Belt to the head. Lame. It was at this point I actually stopped watching and decided to watch the rest this morning because I was like, the Elite, I don't care. You guys can like the Elite all you want. They make me want to turn my television off. They're not entertaining. They're not even good heels. They're just like, oh, you want to see him get beat up? No, I just want him to get the fuck off the television. By any means necessary. I mean, I don't really care if the goddamn plug gets pulled. The plug wasn't pulled after that Gage bullshit, but who the fuck knows? Dan Lambert tells the truth next week, and he's bringing back up after Lance Archer laid him out recently. Okay, at least they're doing this again. And then Lee Johnson with Dustin Rhodes took on Miro. And it was a mauling at first, and during the break, and then a shot to the ankle. And Lee Johnson kept coming back. They had it. And then they kind of lost it during the comeback. Just something about that comeback didn't work. And there's nothing against Lee Johnson. He's a tremendous athlete. Miro did a good job selling and getting beat up. But then he does 3 dives like he's totally refreshed. Nearly gets dropped on his head on the other one because it was a catch. And then hits a frog splash for 2. And then kick and game over. And that's it. Miro gets the victory. Why wasn't Miro featured like this more often? Rampage will have Excalibur, Taz, Mark Henry, and Jericho on commentary. Okay, so 3 commentators and 1 Insurrection supporter. PBR ad with Impact stars, if you can call anyone featured in that actual stars. Okay, here's the question. Who paid who for that? Because I imagine PBR probably has more money than Impact, but seriously, what the fuck was this? Oh, the Forbidden Door is open, and PBR said they would get, they would advertise there, without question. Like, we'll replace Domino's. Whatever. Anyway, Shivani then interviews Christian. He's a new #1 contender and says he appreciates it and said that he appreciated Layla coming out to help him. And then he sings some song. I don't know what the fuck song he was singing. The crowd seemed to know. I don't goddamn know. Then the audio kept cutting out. So there we go. The Bunny with the Hardy Family Orifice. Look, it's nothing against the talent in there. I hate this group. I fucking hate it. Taking on Layla Hirsch with the Best Alien Friends, NWA Women's World Title Eliminator. Serena has another knee injury, so apparently she's out. That's why she isn't facing Layla Hirsch. That's disappointing because she just came back from a knee injury. Maybe she could use that time to choose a better guy to be with. But anyway, I hope she recovers. The Bunny has good character work. She looks good. She's not very good in the ring. Layla did everything she could. She then did a moonsault on a goddamn nobody at one point, though, because Layla's still learning and everything. She is a very good athlete, though. Camille's in the front row because she's the current NWA Women's Champion. Not that you can miss her. She was taller than the goddamn skyline. That's not a knock, but she's very tall. And then Nyla Rose is there, and then Statlander and her stare down. And then she gets an armbar for the win. Layla does, not Nyla or Statlander. That would have been DQ. Then Camille and Layla stare each other down. Death by Snoo Snoo. So anyway, Jade and Sterling are talking. Why hasn't she been wrestling? She's been busy. She's actually had an injury. And this is a way to keep her on there. She has a return match on Elevation. Hope she's recovered. And I hope she can get back to being a dominant presence. She's got a long way to go, but you know what? She's got the poise down. So anyway, next week, Jericho versus Wardlow. MJF at ringside, not as the ref apparently, or maybe he will be. Nyla versus Statlander. Good Brothers, home of the Good Brothers. May we take your order versus Uno and Grayson. Impact tag titles. And on Rampage, Britt versus Red Velvet. Cody gets his patriotic entrance and gives his weight belt to a girl or whatever. See, you can whip a minority like I whipped a go-go. Oh, anyway. Malachi gets an entrance. It reminds me that Antlers movie is coming out in a couple months, and I can't fucking wait. It was canceled because, or was pushed back because of the pandemic. God damn it. Anyway, so it is Malachi Black versus Cody Rhodes. And of course, Cody is upset that he has to sell for somebody black. I'm going to keep saying that because if you look into Cody, it's not really hard to figure out. So anyway, Black targeted the leg. Kick off the top through the ladder, Black mass, and he just put one foot on his chest, 1, 2, 3. Cody was pretty much squashed. Similar to what they did with Brody Lee and everything, which I did shit on at the time. Rest in peace, Brody Lee. It's nothing against Brody Lee. It was a presentation. But this seems kind of be an annual thing for him where he'll just get taken out sometime in August and whatever, and he'll just do that. So, and Shivani goes, so yeah, Malachi Black wins, and he gets to hold on to this for the next 6 to 8 weeks. Shivani then goes to interview Cody, who talks about legacy in wrestling, how he wanted to win the title that his dad had stolen from him, and he did. And it was pretty good. It was a pretty good moment. And then this is not an alternative. We're competition. And I'm not saying that AEW doesn't have momentum, and they do, but that's only also because WWE has tanked, their ratings and their fan support so goddamn much that AEW gain any support looks good by comparison. When both companies can get back up to like 3s or 4s in the ratings, I will actually celebrate because I want to see that kind of competition. But they have done pretty damn well with presenting some good shows so far, especially the last 4 weeks they've been out on the road. Even with the dips, it's been nice to be out, among the crowds and some hot energy crowds. Cowboy shit, all that. This is the AEW amphitheater. This is the ECW arena. I thank you all so incredibly much. It starts to take his boots off, and then Black from behind with the crutch. Has he retired Cody Rhodes? No, he fucking hasn't. He's holding onto the boot. I hope this means Malachi Black will beat him again, but he won't because we can't have nice things. Yeah, the show existed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Riplin. I'll see you soon.